So Dan Orlovsky from ESPN's First Take on Baker Mayfield and the Browns' potential with him as the quarterback.
Can the Browns win a Super Bowl with Baker as their quarterback?
Absolutely they can. First of all, there's tiers of quarterbacks, Molly, and that's a very clear definition. There are quarterbacks that you win a Super Bowl because of. Those are Aaron Rodgers. Those are Russell Wilsons. Those are Patrick Mahomes's. I think Josh Allen is ascending into that. Then there's quarterbacks that you win Super Bowls with, and Baker Mayfield is in that grouping. Listen, there's a lot of Baker Mayfield hate from a lot of people on our network, on a lot of networks. Number one, Baker Mayfield's in his fourth year. He's in his fourth year. Don't give up on young quarterbacks too early. Number two, this is a quarterback that last year was a 3rd and 14 conversion by Chad Henne away from going to the AFC title game. God only knows what could potentially happen in that football game. Sometimes we talk about Baker Mayfield like he's been an absolute bum. If I asked you this, if I asked you 2 years ago, did you think that the San Francisco 49ers could go to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo? Most people would say no. 3 years ago, did you think the Rams could go to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff? Most people would say no. 4 years ago, did you think the Eagles could win a Super Bowl with Nick Foles? Most people would say no. 5 years ago, did you think the Falcons could go to the Super Bowl with Matt Ryan? Most people would say no. 8 years ago, would the Baltimore Ravens win a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco? No. Baker Mayfield is a really, really, really good quarterback. And the Browns can absolutely win a Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield.
Hayden Grove, what he said. Well stated by Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah, I think the best thing about what Dan said is the tiers. You have the quarterback tiers, right? You have the top tier, the quarterbacks you win because of, the quarterbacks you win with, and then the quarterbacks you lose with, and then the quarterbacks you lose because of. That's how it goes. Baker Mayfield is absolutely a quarterback you can win with. He's proven that. You don't go 11-5. You don't beat the Steelers. You don't do everything that he did last year if you can't win with them. Again, he was terrific last year. He didn't turn the football over. He managed the game in plenty of games, and that's what the Browns need him to do sometimes. This Browns team has such a good running game. Sometimes they just need him to be the guy that pushes the team down the field, keeps them in front of the chains, make sure the offense is in command, make sure he's in command of the offense, make sure they're in a rhythm. He doesn't need to make all these throws all the time. And yes, we're in the NFL now where that's the way a lot of teams play. You see the Dallas Cowboys play that way. You see the Chiefs play that way. You see the Baltimore Ravens play that way. You see the Buffalo Bills play that way, where they just hike it in the shotgun and they throw it all over the field. The Browns did that, right? The Browns did that against a couple of years ago with Freddie Kitchens. They kind of tried to play that game. And Baker Mayfield, again, while he did throw a lot of touchdowns, threw a ton of interceptions. Confidence was down. Try to force the ball to his receivers too much. I think that there's a fine line of balance between letting him be a gunslinger and kind of letting him be a game manager. And I think the Browns are kind of tiptoeing that line right now. I really do. I think that they're letting him make some big throws, but they're not, allowing him to just do whatever he wants in that offense. And I think it works. It works for this Browns team. The only thing you can knock him for thus far, he did have a bad game against the Vikings, but the only thing that I can knock him for this year is not being able to win that game in the final minute. And that's tough to do. You don't do that every time. You do that maybe once out of every 4 or 5 times. Again, he's a quarterback you win with. And you need to remember that he can do a lot of things well. He's got a strong arm. He's accurate. He's decisive. He makes good decisions. He's not turning the football over. And for some people, that's not enough. I don't know why. If they continue to win games like I expect them to, that change will come. That tide will turn. Absolutely.